If they were to make an android or a robot that looked just like a real person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be cool for like your husband or boyfriend to have one of those in the house?
This is one, yo, this is one of them situations that's gonna end real quick. Like we had a conversation a couple weeks ago. It was like, yo, this is gonna like it's go grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah.
It's one of them situations.
Smushed sandwich. Let's talk. All right, all right, all right. So it's Friday night.
All right.
So I'm gonna introduce myself first. My name is Martel Hardy. I'm an
That's
author,
right.
investor, and a part of this crew right here.
Right, right.
This is Sharon. I will let her introduce herself and talk about
Yes.
what she does.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Sharon. I am a registered nurse now for 11 years, and I am the owner of two companies, one which I'm going to speak to you guys about tonight. The first one is called Sharon Oliver Design. The second one, which I'm going to speak to you guys about, is called Eclectic Soul Organics.
Ryan.
What up? What up? What up? King Ryan, all around social entertainer. I just do whatever I need to do, whatever, just for the moment. Period. There's no one thing. There's no one thing. Period. No one thing under the umbrella. I just. It's whatever with me.
Also, you're doing that. Is it Duce in my hand now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's yeah. I mean, I was. It was Henny in my hand. It's Henny in my hand is still in my heart, but Duce is more or less what I'm gravitating to. So, but yeah, you know what I mean. I'm more or less want to, surround, the podcast that we want to do, more or less around Duce.
Yeah, Bob Black.
You already know.
Yep.
If I drink Henny, it's gonna be Henny Black.
All right. So Sharon,
Yes, yes.
it's actually I'm glad that you're here because before we even started recording, it's like y'all jumped right into it before we even got started.
Mm-hmm.
So as you know, we're black men. We have beards, you know,
Yep, I
and
see it. Y'all got some fresh beards too, looking good.
yeah, it's lined up. You know.
Yeah, I've been growing my beard for about a little over a year now. And it's a good thing you here because I need something to just be able to, I need my beard with some substance. I need to put something with some substance in my beard.
Mm-hmm.
I need something to give that shine, that all day shine. I want to look like, anytime the cameras is on, I want to make sure my beard is ready. So
I
help
hear
me. How
that.
could I do that? How could I do that?
All right. So I started a men's line that's called King's Drip. Let me know what y'all think about that name too, because I'm feeling it. I'm liking it. The first
it.
product,
It got a ring to it.
right? So the first product is the men's beard oil. So I really wanted to create something specifically for men because a lot of my products are used by women. So I wanted to show the men some love too. So I created a beard oil that's 100% natural. It has rosehip oil in it. It has avocado oil and it has coconut oil as well. So I wanted to keep it 100% natural because I feel like everything we need, nature provides, right? We don't have to resort to any type of synthetics or chemicals or things like that. So I wanted to craft something specifically that's made with just nature's medicine. Okay, so it comes in a dropper bottle like this.
Oh, you came prepared. Okay.
Yes, I did. I told you I came with the props. I wasn't playing. So yeah, no, super easy to use. It comes with a little dropper. You put a small amount of the oil in your hands and then you rub it together and then you just, apply it to your beard. And it gives it sheen on top of the sheen that something that a lot of other products don't do that this product does is it takes care of the skin that's underneath your beard as well, right? So you guys know when you guys shave, sometimes you'll get the darker skin around the area that you shave, right? You'll get razor bumps. A lot of times, what else? The pores can seem like it's very open in that area too. So all of these oils actually heal your skin as well underneath the beard. So that's something that's really important that I think a lot of men kind of overlook and ignore.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, I need
Also,
that.
okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, does this oil come scented?
It does. It does come scented. So as of lately, a lot of people have been requesting custom scents because they really want their own signature scent that nobody else has. So that's something that I do as well. Other common scents that I use are frankincense. I use cedarwood. I use lavender. I use rose for the men that like them floral scents on the low. You know, I got y'all. I use some of that too. And pretty much whatever essential oils I can get my hands on, that's what I use to drop into the beard oil. All of the scents are 100% natural because, again, I don't resort to any synthetics in any of my products. Okay. So yeah.
And is there anything else, like as far as for men?
So no, for men, that is the only product that is created specifically for you guys right now. Another cool thing about the beard oil that a lot of men have been giving me feedback on is they use it in their hair as well, especially men that are growing out their froze, their natural hair, men with locks, things of that nature. You could apply it to your hair as well. And it does the same thing for your hair as it does for your beard. It gives a nice sheen, it gives moisture, and it's just a good oil all around. And it's not super heavy either, so it's light enough to use every day.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And the men as well, this product is not created specifically for men, it's just created for people, are my body butters. Which right now is sold mainly to women, but the women tell me that their husbands and their bays love dipping in on their products. So the men love the body butters as well, which I also sell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Definitely needed. Definitely needed. Like you said, like Montel, you know what I'm saying? Like you stated, us black men, we need something like that to nourish, you know, what we got going on right now. So that is definitely helpful.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, like guys feel like sometimes their skin has to be hard because they men. Like, nah, your muscles should be hard, not your skin. Right?
No, I mean, I think you absolutely right about that, especially like when it comes to I think because of the whole metrosexual thing, I think it's frowned upon against, you know, from men because, you know, it's, you know, people clown it like, yo, how you gonna do these things? Women do this, women do that. A real man ain't supposed to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
moisturize though?
I mean, that's different really, because it's not something that's really talked about. Like say when, you know, when a man go do his nails or something like that, get his nails done. That's something that's frowned upon, but moisturizing, it's not something that's necessarily discussed for it to get frowned upon for a dude to feel like, yo, I can't moisturize because my man is going, my homeboys and them is they gonna make fun of me. You know what I mean? Because they're not gonna necessarily touch your arm to see if it's rough or not, but they can see your nails to see the shine and all that stuff on it. You feel me? So
right. Well, let me let you guys in on a little secret, okay? Come real close to the camera. So women actually love men with soft skin, okay? So it doesn't matter what your boys think, what your boys have to say about you moisturizing. At the end of the day, women, they like soft skin. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take away from your manhood. It doesn't make you less of a man at all.
It's not to say we don't know this. We know it. We know men know all the stuff that needs to be done in order to, you know, in order to get that attention from a woman. They know it. They'll do it in private. They just won't do it openly.
Yeah, that's true. Well, some men will. Some men do now. They don't care.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like, you know, it's just like they just had that, you know, they'll have long nails, but it's dirty or what have you. And I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm crazy. Chris, why we gotta hear you in the video? Yeah. But no, don't worry about it. We keep going. Yeah, don't worry about it.
I mean, he sounds better than a lot of rappers. So. If they were to make an android or a robot that looked just like a real person, right? Would it be cool for like your husband or boyfriend to have one of those in the house.
This is one of them situations that's gonna end real quick. Like we had a conversation a couple weeks ago. It was like, yo, this is going like it's go grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah.
It's one of them situations because it's like for us dudes, yeah, but a woman is not gonna be into it because even though it's mechanical, it's not real. That's not how they
Thank
go.
you. That's exactly what I said.
That's not how they gonna take it.
That's not what he said.
He just said if it's mechanical, then it's not real.
Yeah, but that's not what he's talking about. He's saying
that's not what I'm talking about. Like,
oh, okay. So sorry, I misheard. I heard what I wanted to hear. Okay.
Yeah, the idea of a pretty much for a man to be pleased in ways where you're not doing it, you're not gonna be with.
This is true, but to me, it was more just about the fact of how you're trying to go about being pleased, right? To me, that's an act of desperation that you are willing to go as far as having a robot instead of a real person.
Why is it desperation?
How's it desperation?
Because it's not even a real being. It's not even a person that you can converse with. It's not even a person that you can exchange energy with.
Who knows? Wait. How do you know we couldn't converse with this thing?
And say what? Basic sentences?
It don't matter. But hold on. Wait, all right. Look, me and Martell, we can have a conversation about stupidness. It don't even have to make sense. But we can have a good time talking about this stupidness.
Yeah.
And I can do the same thing with that mechanical thing. I can have something if you first walk in the room and hear it, it won't make sense to you, but it'll make sense to me in this thing.
What do you mean make sense?
But let me ask you this though.
Whatever our conversation is, to me and that mechanical thing, it may make sense, but to you, it won't.
But it's programmed things that it's going to be telling you. It's not things that it's creating.
It's programmed to fit me.
Artificial intelligence.
Right. It's programmed for me.
But it's not real. It's not.
See what I'm saying?
Disturbing.
Yo, Marcel, see what I'm saying? Grand opening, grand closing.
Nah,
it's
but it's
real.
But it's an interesting debate because it's weird to me. Now, this might just be Sharon's opinion.
No, I'm pretty sure it's many women.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Nah.
I'm pretty sure. I don't have anyone on this call to back me up, but
no.
I'm pretty sure some women may agree with what I'm saying.
There's gonna be comments on this.
But there's a multi-billion-dollar industry for sex toys for women.
Okay, that there is, right. But sex toys don't talk.
That's worse.
No, it's not.
At least the Android could like simulate being a real person.
But that to me is, you are that desperate for conversation and for interaction and for sex.
It's not about the conversation. I think you're using the conversation factor to make more of a point that it really wasn't the emphasis on the conversation.
So what's the emphasis?
Just what the robot is meant for, and that's just for whatever it is that I need it for. Okay. But I think because the attention will be taken away from you, how you would look at it is where it is. All right, take for instance how men act when it comes to their PlayStations or Xboxes, right?
Okay.
You got a lot of women who feel as if like that particular thing is taking the place of them. So they get mad when a man is on it all day.
Oh man, I wish there was another one.
On it all day. Because then you're not, I don't think, because that's the problem. The problem is not so much that PlayStation or Xbox. The problem is the amount of time you're devoting to that instead of devoting to the person that's next to you.
But a man needs his hidden time as well too.
I never said you couldn't have some portion of the day, but there's a difference between some portion and most of your day.
But how is it that you can determine how much time is okay for me to spend as far as my time? Because
if you want your relationship to grow, it's something that you have to dedicate time to. That's with anything in life.
That's not. I agree with that.
There has to be a dedication of time.
I agree with that. But at the same time, it's not to say, all right, if a whole week went past and I was neglecting everything just to play my games or whatever, I can understand your argument. But if the time pretty much is like it's up and down, like if I'm one day I'm 5 hours on the game. Next day I'm three hours or 1 hour. And you still have an attitude with it. The problem isn't the time that I'm the time. It's the problem. The problem is the fact that you're mad that I'm taking a time doing something else other than you.
No, okay. So I think 1 hour is fine, right? 1 hour, 2 hours is really not that much of a big deal, in my opinion.
Wait.
But I'm talking about massive amounts.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now, because it's not really about the time. It's not about the time. It's about, is it okay to bring in an android?
Okay, we kind of deviated from that. I think we kind of was on the game more.
Oh, right, okay. Fine. So what's the question exactly? Is it okay to bring in a robot?
The Android. Just the Android.
Yeah.
The robot.
Yeah.
Okay, because we can't say Android. First, going to think you're talking about a cell phone. So you're talking about the robot that is designed to keep their man company while they're out, while they're doing other things with their lives.
Yeah, and my whole thing is, look, first of all,
or just that. Okay.
I'm not necessarily advocating for it. I'm just posing the question, right? I'm not saying I would go out and
your opinion about it after all of this, Martel. How about that?
I'll tell it right now. My opinion is I don't see a problem with it, because if, like most men, right, there's the stigma attached to men that men cheat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons why people think men cheat is variety, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why would a man go out and cheat on his woman when he can just get a robot?
But why can the man learn to also manage his desires as well too? Because that's what that also speaks on. Not every time you have an urge or desire to go, to go do what you want to do, it has to be met in that exact moment. And as a matter of fact, Martel, me and you have had conversations around, this whole concept of instant gratification. So how could you?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I gotta say it, because that's the reality. How could you speak on that and have an opinion on people want instant gratification, but then on the other hand, defend, this use of a robot for sexual gratification? When you
because we have a high appetite for it.
Ready.
We have a high appetite for it, and a lot of women don't.
So then you meet halfway. You know what I'm saying? Maybe instead of every single day, y'all could work out an arrangement, maybe a few days out the week.
But why do that when there's
yes, I'm about to say
this robot that will?
Because listen, this is a layered question, because also sex for a lot of people is more than just an act, right? It's also a releasing of energy. It's also some type of union that could be happening on an energetic and spiritual level for some people too. So it can come up, well, why are you diverting all that energy over there? Why are you wasting that energy when that energy should be put into the person that you're building intimacy with?
I agree 100%, right? But women do the same thing. They have all types of gadgets. They spend a lot of time in the shower, in the tub. Right. We know what's going on.
Well, you guys got your hands. You can make it do what it do.
But see, no. And the point was made. You clearly, and the funny thing is, it's more made that our appetite is that high. And the fact that he just made the point of all the devices that y'all have, we're not really the problems, really. It's the fact that whenever we want it, it seemed to not be the right time for you.
Well, that's where compromise comes into play. And I have no problem with men also doing what they have to do in between their next round of, being with their woman. Just like women take care of themselves, men can also take care of themselves too. Nobody's stopping a guy from taking care of themselves with the tools available outside of this robot.
Is that your medical?
What?
Diagnosis.
No, I'm just saying, like, to me, you have your hands. I mean, let's keep it real. You have your hands. There are toys for men too. I mean, it's not as common, but there's some
it's really not.
Toys.
No,
there's
really
toys
not.
for men though. There are.
All right, so a toy would be fine. Like, what's that thing called? It looks like a flashlight.
For the dudes.
A flashlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dudes? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Y'all put me on this. What's that?
There's a thing called a flashlight, right? I'm not getting into the particulars.
Flashlight. Okay.
Could you imagine, I don't know anybody who has it, right? I'm not saying there's no dudes that have, but I don't personally know anybody that has it.
Okay.
And all I could think about is the response that a dude would get if his woman walked in a room and seen him doing that or with that, as opposed to the response that a woman get if a dude walk in the room and seen her doing her own thing.
I mean, men like it when they see their woman doing a thing. I mean,
yeah, right. You're right. But not too much women like to see a man pleasing himself, because to them in their mind, it's a form of cheating because you're pleasing yourself. You're happy. You're doing something, and you couldn't wait for me or whatever. Like, why you couldn't wait for me? And a dude won't necessarily ask that question if he come in the room and see you doing that, because he's just like, oh, you got the party started. I'm jumping in. Like, it is what it is.
I think it depends on the woman. There's a lot of women that wouldn't care less if their guy's doing whatever they got to do.
I've had these conversations in numerous times in the past. And it seems like the shock value for women, if they walk in a room and seen that, it's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you're doing that. Yeah, like the jokes that's made when men are caught doing that is crazy. But when a woman's doing it, it seems it's not a joke about it. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you just watching? Go do something. You know what I mean? Go help her or whatever the case is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'll give you that. I think that's a valid point. I'll give you that one.
All right. So let me ask you this. Do you think there is some hypocrisy, double standard?
I think to a certain extent there is, but there's some that are true. Like they could be stereotypes, right? About men cheating more than women, or men are the ones that's cheaters, right? But statistics have shown that men
statistics,
more. Yes, statistics and also experience has shown that
it happens more
often.
No, when things like that, where statistics show, and it's just an average of numbers, but it's almost false in a way, because it's like you didn't go to ask one of every 3 people this. It was just a huge number, and you just broke it down and just said, one every 3 people say this or say that. It's just like how do you like
more often. So you don't need to take a survey. You could, and I could be proven right, but the reality is we hear it more in the dynamics of a marriage, the dynamics of a long-term relationship. We hear it being spoken about more with men stepping out than women stepping out. It doesn't mean that women don't step out at all. It just may not be as often.
I disagree. Right. I just think it's not documented as often as it is with men.
I don't think it happens as often, period.
Really?
And yeah, because you even said yourself that men have a stronger sex drive, right? Like
that doesn't also, but again, all right, I said that. But then again, I also said, when you go into one of them sex stores, look at all the stuff that women have as far as to please themselves.
Right.
So think of how much women are in relationships that aren't pleased.
Okay.
So what do you think their next course of action is if they're not pleased in a relationship? What are they doing?
But that's not a common thing, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm just saying it's not as common.
It's just not as documented. Not to say it's not as common. It's just not as documented.
It's not as done. I mean, I'm speaking from a woman's point of view, so at least I feel like I kind of knew some women's thinking. It's not something that is at the top of our priority list.
You know why it's not as documented? You know why it's not as documented? Because every woman feels as if, like, off the rip, every man cheats. So if
you can't. I don't think that way.
If you're speaking to a group of men right now, right, and we're talking about the cheating, we're talking about cheating. If one, let's say it's 5 guys, if one of those 5 guys say, yeah, I cheated, all 4 say they didn't cheat, you're gonna be like, y'all lying, because every man cheats.
Who says that? No, you can't say y'all. Let's fix that terminology.
Wait. Conversation, because this is something that women do all the time.
But let me hear a response.
What? No, I was saying you can't say y'all, because I don't assume that all men cheat. I think many men cheat, and I understand why they cheat, but I don't think that it's all. There's a difference between all and most.
But okay, so I was gonna say something. We was gonna go into a different form of the conversation, but we're gonna stick right here. What have you? But naturally, when you have these conversations between men and women, it's always led to believe every man cheats.
Well,
It's
who
not to
said
say
that?
some.
This is what I'm saying. Who said that? Because that's not what I'm saying.
No, no. My point is what I'm saying is it's always looked at as every man cheats, not some men or most men or what have you. It's every man does this. So like with the point that you're making, as far as like you said that you said that I said that men have a high value of wanting to have sex or whatever. Yes, but then at the same time, it's known. But at the same time, we go into a sex store, you got all these toys for women. So it's like it lets me know that every woman isn't really pleased, really, because it's like if you need all of this. If you need all of
yes
this.
And no. I also think that I don't think there's a lot of sex toys gauged for women specifically because women have this desire of like having a lot of sex because their man is not pleasing them. It's also because it's an industry that happens to make a lot of money. Like there's a whole porn industry around women playing with themselves. No one is paying for porn of men playing with them. Nobody cares about that.
Yes,
I mean, there's an industry for it, but does it sell like how it does with women? It doesn't sell like how it does with women. It doesn't.
But you know why? Because who cares? Because in a way, in some ways, like you said, the money isn't made by knowing what a dude plays with. It's what a woman plays with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So nobody really wants to hear about what a dude is playing with or what have you.
Because it's like, that is my point.
Because at the end, it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, dude, why are you playing with toys? You got a girl right there. It's never like with women, girl, why are you playing with toys? You got a man right there. Right. Everybody sit there and says, it's okay for a woman to play with all these toys.
Because it looks more appetizing. That's the reason why.
All right, but this is my question. But there must be a consumer to buy all of this stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
So why are women buying this stuff? Like what is the purpose?
For several reasons. It could be because they simply just want to please themselves. It could be because they feel like it will spice up things in the bedroom. That's another reason why women do it. It could be because they feel like their man would want them more, I guess, if the man sees them playing with whatever.
So can I ask you a question as a woman? If you're married, right? Is there a reason for you to bring toys yourself in the relationship, into the marriage?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So that's fine. That's what's up. How would you feel if like you went into your man's man cave and he had a whole bookshelf? Like you open up the bookshelf, it's like a whole porno section in there. How would you feel about that?
I mean, you're talking to a different type of woman. I personally, I may question it. I may be like, yo, what's up? What's going on?
What is it that you were questioning?
No, I mean, I may want to know, like, what's in the collection? Like, what you got going on? Like, why do you feel an interest in this? But I'm not going to chastise it. For what?
If you had, like, chocolate booties, 87.
Oh, you mean actual toys?
Like Asian B-word, chocolate booties.
I mean, yeah.
You mean a porn collection or you mean actual toys?
Same, different, whatever. It could be movies, toys.
It's different.
No, I'm saying it could be a mixture. It could be the toys, the movies, whatever.
The flashlight. Yeah.
Yeah, the flashlight.
That's crazy. Like you see like the movies, you see like some tissue, some lotion. Like he got it all set up. Like how would you feel?
And I didn't. Well, how long? Can you give me an arrangement of how long we were together? Like
I can see your face. You like, nah. This.
No. I need to know a background story to this so I can mentally figure out what I would typically do in this situation. This is a new situation, or this is something where it's established.
Well, give me both scenarios. Nah, I say give me if you was dating this guy
married. Okay.
If you was dating this guy for 2 months.
Okay.
And you saw that when you first went to his house.
I mean, I would kind of be like, listen, let's have a discussion. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
What do we need to talk about?
Because clearly his single life was entertained by doing this stuff. So,
Yo,
so hold up.
Yo, Martel, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So the question goes for you. If you go to a chick crib for the first time and you see she got a whole porno collection of an assortment of a collection,
Yeah.
do you feel like this is something that we need to talk about?
No.
Because guys are different. They don't care.
It's like oh, that's how you
right
get
up my
down.
alley. It's like, yo, oh shit, okay, yo, she a freak. Like it is what it is. There's nothing to talk about.
Right.
There's really nothing to talk about. So my whole thing is, and this is where I'm kind of like baffled, right? What woman wants boring sex?
Some women do, to be honest.
And then to
It
know,
depends the definition of boring, though. You can't say that, Martel, because what's boring to you could just be fine. Some people are perfectly fine with regular old good fashion, and to them it's not boring because it's satisfying enough.
That's true.
It's only going to be boring to the person that wants to experiment and try different wow things and live out all their fantasies. Then it's going to be boring to that type of person. So it depends on the individual.
The majority of the population would take the latter, not the.
Right. I mean, I guess like, okay, I'm not, it is what it is. Some people, there's some people are boring. It is what it is. Yeah. Okay. But majority of the people, if we're talking about, okay, then it is what it is. Cause I'm like, me personally, for everybody I know who likes boring sex. So if you come across a dude who you clearly see he's doing his research, what is there really to talk about? So it's like either if it's something that we need to talk about.
I don't know about research.
If it's something that we need to talk about, then you probably like boring sex. If you don't like boring sex, there's nothing we need to talk about.
No, because I mean, you were describing this as some type of extensive collection. The concerns that come in my mind, well, is this person like an addict? Like, is this someone where he has no control?
If I'm single, shit, it is what it is. Like nobody, right. If I'm doing this, nobody's complaining. I don't gotta hear no bullshit. I get what I want, and it is what it is.
Let me ask you this, Sharon. Mm-hmm. So let's say you had a friend, a female friend, a woman. Same situation. You went to her house and you walked into like her walk-in closet.
Okay.
And you saw like all these toys and.
I would think she's a freak.
Would you want to have a conversation?
No, because she don't owe me nothing. It's her.
Okay, that's true.
She don't owe me nothing. She not who I have to come home to at the end of the day. So what she does with her personal life, that is her business. However, what my partner does with his personal life is very much my business. So there is a difference.
But you're right, Ryan. Like from the start of this is a good conversation. But you're not gonna come to a meeting of the mind.
It's not really. Like, it's not.
It's not gonna be any
really
agreement.
It's really not. It's really not.
Well, there's a reason why they say. What do they say? Men are from
Mars.
Women are from Venus. We're never gonna think the same, But that's one of the things that keeps things interesting. We're always gonna have different perspectives on many different topics of life. Sexuality and intimacy. Men and women are very different in the way we think, right?
That's true.
So,
like we were talking about happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Can we talk about that topic?
It's happy spouse, happy house.
No, that's true too.
Nah, it's not about just one person. It's both. Look, I'm not gonna kill myself to make you happy. And I'm miserable, and you don't care nothing about it. It's just not gonna happen.
I know Martel's comments is. So what do you mean by that? Because I don't think that statement is trying to say that men should be miserable. I think that statement is just trying to say that when a wife is happy, when the woman of the household is happy, the household will flow better. Because your woman is
happy? Only because of the woman is happy?
When she's in good spirits, the house will flow, the dynamics of the home will flow better because your woman is your heart of your home at the end of the day. So
let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let's say the wife is extremely happy. She's like walking on sunshine, hey, right? But the man is like drinking. He don't want to come home sometimes. So he lies and like, yo, I gotta do an extra shift. Because he's miserable, right?
Okay.
Are you saying that the household would still be flowing well and
I
positive?
mean, real talk, it probably will still flow well. However, let's keep it real. Like the house is gonna flow well, regardless. The house is still gonna flow well. However, I don't support both partners at least being somewhat happy. You know, if the man is miserable, like what you're describing, then no, that has to be addressed. That should be addressed.
So wait, you said if the woman is happy, the house flows normal, natural. Okay.
Mhm.
So if everybody in the house isn't on the same playing field, the house can still flow. So if it's a white woman, husband, and a couple of kids, and everybody is miserable, but except for the wife, the house is still flow normal, you saying?
Except for the wife. Yeah. If the wife is happy, like if she's well taken care of, it probably means that she's going to show up pretty well for her children as well. So that means now the children is also going to be taken care of.
But clearly something is missing if they're miserable.
But you got to explain. You got to explain the spiritual reasoning behind why you're saying that.
What do you mean? Like who's miserable? I'm confused as to who he's saying.
No, I asked you. You said if the woman is happy, the house will flow normal, right? But because I said, what if that's not
here? Because if the woman is well taken care of and she's happy, she's emotionally in a good, healthy state of mind, she's spiritually in a good state of mind.
So let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you, but
no, go ahead.
All right. So let's say a woman is cheating and she's happy cheating. Would the house still flow normal?
She's not truly happy if she's doing that. That's the difference. She's not truly happy if she's doing that.
But see, this is why I'm saying, so something is missing. So if the kids aren't happy, if they're miserable, the kid or kids, however, whatever the situation may be, and the husband is off, but the woman is on her, doing her 1-2, she good. How can the house still flow normal if the other particular participants or the parts of the house is off?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If the woman is doing what you're describing her to be doing, then she's not happy.
Okay.
That's immediate gratification. Yeah, you get somebody else you could talk to, kiki with, that can fuck you really good, whatever. But that doesn't mean that on a deeper level, she's happy.
Okay.
So there's a difference.
So what if the kids and the husband was ecstatic? They were happy, they live in life, but the woman is miserable. Why the house can't be flowing normal in that particular situation? Let's say the father is doing what he's supposed to be doing, taking care of the kids, all that, but the wife is off. Why the house can't flow natural with that situation?
I think in that situation, the house can somewhat manage and get by. I think so. I'll give you that. I think so. But I think in a traditional aspect, like I've personally never really seen that. I think in a traditional aspect, a woman is more of the heart of the home. Not to say a man's role is not important, because
I see it all the time though. I see there are a lot of women who have addictions. They're alcohol.
Yes, they do.
They wish that they would have went to school. They kind of resent their kids and their husband in a way.
They shouldn't have been mothers, right?
Well, yeah, right. I think I think you have a lot of women who was housewives, and at some point they were really happy with the way how life was. You know, they had their man taking care of them. You know, bringing home the bacon. Woman was cooking. The house was lovely, but then at some point, you know, this woman was probably watching TV or something, and somebody drilled in her head, or it don't have to just be that. Maybe one day she woke up and just said, you know what, I wish I'd have went to school. I want to make my own money, what have you. And now she's upset because.
So then I think it's up to the husband for them to allow her that opportunity to do that.
But I mean, and maybe we kind of might jump off a little bit, but I think before the marriage, I think a conversation was had as far as what you wanted in life. And I think some people laid their cards on the table, what they wanted, what they expected. Right. And I think some people, you know, they either was in the moment to saying what they wanted, and then they really didn't 100% feel that way. And then as the relationship went on, more of what they really felt started to show. And then it was like, well, hold on, you didn't say you wanted to go to school.
But people can't change their mind.
That's true, Martel.
Right. And you're not wrong for wanting to change your mind. But if you at least said to me, you know what, one day I want to go back to school. or one day I want to do this, or one day I want to do that. At least we could have planned or positioned properly so that when the time comes, you can do your thing. But if you saying, you know what, my dream is to be a housewife. I just want to have kids, take care of the home while my man take care of the household. Fine.
Okay.
And then,
no problem. So you're saying 15, she changes her mind?
Then 15, huh?
You're saying it becomes a problem when she now decides she don't want to be a housewife no more?
It happens.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
But my thing is this how you always felt? Or one day you just woke up and just said, I don't want to be a housewife anymore?
It could be both. I think sometimes people are scared to say how they really feel, especially if they feel like their partner may not want to be with them in reaction of what they have to say. So they'll say things they think the partner wants to hear for the peace.
Yeah, I agree. I think that happens a whole lot.
I think it happens on both ends. Women are guilty of it. Men are guilty of it, right?
Yeah.
And I also feel like people's minds just change, because if you think about who you were as 20-year-old Ryan and the things you wanted in life when you were 20, I mean, I don't know how old you are now, but versus what you want in life now, it could be very different. And it doesn't, I think there needs to be space that's allowed for evolution and for people to grow in relationships, because in a 20-year-old marriage, you're not going to be with that person you married when you were 20 years ago. You have to love them through all of the stages of their life.
I agree with you with. That I agree with you with. But right. I just think in a household, when it comes to a woman being miserable, the attention is focused on what do we need to do to get her on the right page.
Yes.
If a man is not on the right page, it's like, nigga, fuck you mean you miserable or you mad? Nigga, you better get yourself together. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, man up.
Yeah, it's like man up. It's like, what the fuck you mean? Like, you ain't got time for all this. We got a house to take care of.
So I think it depends, because some men are miserable because they just don't get their way. Like, I know situations where men are miserable because maybe they want to be doing X, Y, and Z they're not supposed to be doing. And that's why they're miserable, because their woman is like, nah, that ain't happening in this relationship.
But then
that's why they're miserable.
But then don't you think that kind of coincides with the initial conversation in the beginning of you saying what you don't mind doing? And then when we get here, it's like now the story changed up. You don't really want to do that, or you never really like doing it, or whatever the situation is. Right. I mean, it could be anything, because I think when you first meet somebody, everybody want to come across as ideal for the person that they like.
Right.
So you'll say anything under the sun so that this person can call you back or want to call you back.
Mm-hmm.
And then once y'all kind of get there, it's like, okay, now it's time to put up or shut up. And then it's like, I really don't like doing that. It's like, hold up, what you mean? Like, how all of a sudden now the narrative changes? You didn't say that first time out. And then it's like, well, I changed my mind.
Right.
It don't work that way. You can't just out of a whim, I changed my mind.
I mean, it does work like that though.
It does happen. Listen, I'll give it to you this way. If it was an arrangement that was made, right, but you somehow changed your mind, I think if it makes the person happy, then try to figure it out where you can do it sometimes, right? Like, I may not like going to a gospel concert, but if I met someone and we both shared that interest in common, but
I'm telling them from the door, I'm not a gospel fan.
No, but I'm saying, let's just pretend you were. Like, we're pretending you were a gospel fan, but 5 years later, you started to hate the crap out of gospel music, right? I think if it's making your partner happy, just suck it up and go to the one.
I'm with you with that. I'm with you with that if you're not trying to push me away from what I originally do just to get me into where you want me to be. So, like, if we're using gospel, right? Okay, fine. You like going to gospel concerts. Right. Okay, you know what? I can try. I never did it before. I can try to see how it flex. You feel what I'm saying? We go to one or two. And you know what? For the most part, it was cool. It was cool. I can rock with it every now and again. I can do that. But then you hear me bumping 50 Cent or whatever. It's like, why you got to be playing all that cursing and all that other stuff? It's like, you said you like the gospel music. Why you don't play that more? It's like, I did, but I don't have to play all day, every day, because I went with you to a couple of gospel concerts.
I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what I mean? And I think once you don't try to like push me from what I usually do just to get me into your lane, then I can go with you and do the gospel every now and again.
Right.
But I think Right.
I mean, but if she don't like the rap music and all of that because she feels like it's polluting her mind,
then we done from the door. There's not. We can't work.
All right, so then fine. So then you know you and that person can't work.
Wait. Did y'all actually agree? Like there was some compromise here?
But we were saying a few times how I agree with you, or I agree with this, or I agree with that. So
nah, that sticks out to me. Like, I mean, y'all did say that a few times, but this all started.
I don't know. Go ahead.
This all started like happy wife, happy life, and it kind of got to like an agreement where it's like, okay, so people can change their mind.
Right, but then some couples go to counseling, and they see each other's point of view in counseling, and they're able to reconcile.
Right.
But some people is just we can't go to counseling. Counseling ain't gonna work. Counseling ain't gonna work. Yeah, some people's just like counseling ain't gonna work. It is what it is.
Right. I mean, I think at the end of the day, compromise is something that should be attempted. There has to be a middle ground. Yep. At least once you already invested all those years. Now, if in the beginning you see that there's not compatibility, it's not working, then that's just not the right person for you. Right. There doesn't have to be this whole compromise. Like if you see that there's things that's not clicking or it's not working, then why are you also forcing it? You know what I mean? So now once you already invested and you in it for the long haul, then compromise. But if it's fresh off the bat, but you compromise, like if that's not the person, that's not the person.
Yeah, but I mean, unfortunately, we don't get to learn that's not the person day one.
Not day one, but you see flags. People see flags. They just tend to.
That's true. That's true. The red flags are there, but because we're so hung up on what we want,
right?
We kind of like, we kind of have tunnel vision away from them red flags. We kind of just like, like, okay, you got situations where, and I know a lot of dudes can attest to this. You'll be with a woman and the sex be crazy, but she crazy. You have no business dealing with this chick, but the sex would be wild, and it's like, yo, nah, like I know she crazy, but nah, I'm with shorty, and she's shown you like she done burnt clothes, she done threw bricks through your window, all kind of craziness where you needed to leave her alone, and even for women, you see women, you've been dating a guy where it's like he showed signs of he would beat your ass, but because son done threw some meat at you, some crazy meat at you, you seen the good in him.
Yep, dickmatized.
Right, you know what I mean? You seen the good in him, and it's like, yo, this dude been telling you and showing you signs from the longest, but you can change him. Like, you got chicks who done had babies by dudes thinking they can change him, knowing that, girl, you ain't changing this motherfucker. No matter what you do, he is who he is.
So do y'all think people can change people?
No. Absolutely not.
I think, well, I don't think people can change people, but I think some people can help a person see the light. I don't think it's necessarily changing them. I just think that you can help a person see the betterment of, where they can be better. Mm-hmm. But I think overall it's within that person to change. It's like a person is a crackhead. You can bring them to, rehab to help them. It's up to them at that point to want to change. So, you know what I mean? To not be a crackhead any further. Some people, they become, they become reformed. They're no longer a crackhead. They're able to live like a long life. Other people, it's just like they go to counseling every now and again. Next thing you know, they back in the alley smoking crack.
Well, there's a possible way that a person could change you, but it's usually very violent. Like this like electroshock therapy.
But again, is it the person or is it the method?
Hey, either way, it gets the job done. Like, I bet you won't open that refrigerator if every time you open the door, it shocks you.
I don't think it's the person. I just think of what happened to you, which did it. Like, yo, okay, it's like, yo, if you a person who like to speed on the road, and let's say you done had it, let's say I done had an accident before and I know what's gonna happen. Or it don't gotta be that. Let's say you hustle. I done hustled before and I done been to jail mad times. Or now I'm doing life. And it's like I'm trying to tell you what's gonna happen if you don't stop.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about physical pain.
Okay, I mean, okay, fine. Again, okay, so on my original point, it's like, okay, yo, like I can tell you, I done been there before. I done had a wild accident where a leg got amputated or something like that or whatever. And it's like, it's gonna take for you to go through that accident to now, like, damn, I understand what you're saying. I'm just like, yo, like, yeah, it's not what I said to you. It's just the fact that you had to go through that physical in order to, oh shit, like, you know what? I ain't speeding no more, or I ain't doing this no more.
No, I agree with what y'all said 100%. 100%. I'm just saying it is possible for a person to change a person, but it's just usually something has to happen. It has to be like some type of intervention. It has to be like electroshock therapy.
Right. But then it's not necessarily the person, it's the acts like that the person brought on. You know, it's not the individual. It's
that's what I'm saying.
Like
it's not really like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, if I lock you in a room and I give you shock therapy, like if you have a smoking habit, and every time you pick up that cigarette, I come in and just shock the shit out of you.
But see, again, I think what you said, yeah, you on point, and I'm agreeing with it. But just think of how much people change because of a person's words, and how much people change because of some circumstances, like type of event. You know what I mean? Something had to happen, like you said, physically, in order for a person to change. It wasn't just like a person's words kind of just took them away from doing the negative, and now all of a sudden they're
It's not the words, it's the action. Like even if you look at a couple's dynamic, like if a woman keep telling the guy, "I'm gonna leave you, I'm gonna leave you, I'm gonna leave you," he ain't gonna believe her until
he leaves. That's a fact.
She leave, and then he got to sit with himself and really think about it. Then he's like, "Oh shit."
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yep, it's the action.
That's a fact. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, you're right about that, because it's like you could even piggybacking off what you said. It's like, yo, a homeboy could tell you, yo, you need to stop cheating on your girl. What if like some next nigga is doing what you doing to your girl? Mm-hmm. You think about it, it's like it may bother you, but it's not a fact. It's not happening until when you find out it really happened.
Yeah, it's like, like a baby.
You know what I mean? Because then you feeling it, like, you know what I mean? Because you did it to somebody else, and now it's being done to you, so you feel it. So yeah, so that's a fact.
Let me ask y'all a question that made me think of a scenario. So how come women, you know, we always push for women to forgive men for them stepping out, and you know, that's just something men do. They have a different appetite. But the moment y'all catch a woman stepping out, it is like she is the devil, she is a hoe, she is.
You know why? You know, men are not because men are not known for using their heart. So I mean, men can use their heart for what they want, as far as if they're rappers, if they want to be a basketball player, whatever, they can put their heart into it. Mm-hmm. But putting their heart into their emotion, men are not necessarily used to that. So it's like a lot of times with men, it's like a one strike rule. You get a man to put his heart into you, there's no coming back from that. So it's like, yo, it's like, but women exhibit that they can do it, come back from it, go through it again, come back from it. Like they can
make it okay, right? That's unbalanced, because
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. It's just the evidence that was shown that women have recovered from these things a multitude of times. So especially in situations where with that particular individual, where he kept doing you like this, and you kept feeling it and then forgiving them, and then continue going through it. So it's like a lot of times for him, it's like, baby, please forgive me. Baby, please forgive me, because you did it already. Mm-hmm. But there's not enough evidence to show. There's evidence of men going through it, and then they they do some wild shit after that. You break a man's heart, next thing you know, you blow up a building or kill you.
Yeah, it's a very traumatized reaction. But how come? You know, so here's my thing: why can't men work on their forgiveness? Why can't they work on their, you know, do the work that comes with having to retrust?
Well, I'll say this: it's because society programs, it's social conditioning. You know, if we grew up in an environment where exactly what you said, like women are kind of programmed since they're little kids that men are cheaters and this is what men do. So it's almost like socially acceptable, even though the ramifications of cheating is you're gonna have emotions, negative emotions. Women somehow can see past that in a lot of instances because they were almost like waiting for it. Whereas men are necessarily men aren't told that women are cheaters. We're told no, women are mostly faithful. Like,
but didn't y'all start off this whole conversation saying women do cheat? So even though you may not have been told that women are cheaters, you guys innately believe that women cheat as much as men. So if that is the case, why aren't you mentally preparing yourself for if that does happen, work towards forgiveness for your partner?
No, we're not though, because like you just said, that is something, whether it's true or not, that has been repeated so many times that even if we consciously say, nah, women cheat, in our minds subconsciously,
we're still not ready for that.
Yeah, we're like, women don't cheat. Nah, women don't cheat like that.
So why are you saying? But that makes no sense. Why are you saying women cheat?
Because of the fact of what y'all always put yourself through for a dude. Like you'll date a dude that's in jail. He'll be in there for 10 years. You'll put yourself through these type of things to make a man believe you'll always be there no matter what through his bullshit. But again, like he said or whatever, it's social conditioning because it's never really too much of the shoe on the other foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's never too much of that. It's not really documented like that. Plus, like he said, social conditioning, because any dude that's dealing with a chick who's cheating on him, off the rip, it's like, yo, you a sucker for going back to that.
Right.
Yep.
But that's a problem. It's a problem. Not to say cheating should always be forgiven. That's not what I'm getting at. But what I'm saying is that the same standards that men hold, women should also hold those same standards for themselves too.
Absolutely. But women are.
But we know that's not what happens. We know that men cry and they beg, forgive me. You know, this is God's way. All that stuff.
Closed doors. That happens behind closed doors with their woman. This is not. Look. If a man is watching Beauty and the Beast with you and he cries, this is not happening in public. This is happening behind closed doors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those type of things, it's like if you see your man, if it's like, again, like I said, if it's widely shown how much men are, emotional like that, they'll get clowned.
Okay. But that's what I'm getting at. I'm talking about why would a man ask the woman for forgiveness if he would not give her the same forgiveness?
But we're telling you though,
y'all have been doing it anyway, so it's like, yo.
But it's social conditioning. It's like, you know what? Let's be honest. Certain things in our society have double standards. It's hypocrisy, right? Like even as a child, right? Men are told, or males are told, don't cry, man up. I've seen mothers and fathers tell their 10-year-old son, man up.
Man up, for real.
Right. No, and I get that too, to a certain extent. I get that. But what does that got to do with the forgiveness factor? Because being emotional and forgiving is two separate things.
No. But I'll tell you, because women throughout their whole life are taught how to actually deal with their emotions, right?
Okay.
Maybe not well sometimes. Some women get hysterical, but that's a different thing. But as far as, especially when it comes to specifically cheating or infidelity, women are almost coached and trained and prepared to a certain extent because they expect it. Whereas men, we're trained to not be as emotional, right? To not even
trained to just drive a truck through a building anytime they go.
Yeah, like we don't even really know how to deal with our emotions. So that's one. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is the social conditioning of people saying that men are dogs and women are more faithful. So we're going into relationships thinking, she's not going to cheat on me.
Right.
I can go out and cheat with 10, 20 women and she'll take me back. We're not thinking, oh, she's going to go out and cheat on me. Right. So then when that happens, it's like, what? And then we don't have the preparedness to deal with that emotionally. So it's like,
what problem is that?
It's society though.
Yes.
Yeah, but you can only do it to a certain extent. I feel like you need to also, men, fine, you were raised a particular way, but there has to become a point in time where you take your emotional maturity into your own hands in terms of evolving as a human being. Like, I can't say, oh, because I was raised in a certain environment, I can't get to an age where I could go to therapy and work past whatever trauma was there. Like, there has to be a point in time where people take control of who they are and how they respond to certain things.
Accountability, right? Accountability,
right?
Okay, but again, and I'm with you with that. I hear what you're saying. Like, okay, men should hold themselves accountable for right. I get that, but for the most part, everything a man do is always put in the light. Period. It doesn't matter. It's always put in the light. If a man shits, everyone sees it. If a woman shit, it's always covered up. It's never really like a cat. A cat will go in this damn litter box and cover the shit up, so you don't really see it or smell it. That don't mean that it's not happening.
I don't think that's true. I think women get aired for their stuff too if they're not doing something right.
Well, I'll say this. The question was, why don't men forgive? Right. Not should they forgive. So we're just explaining to you why that doesn't happen as often.
Yeah, but to me, it's an answer that dodges. There's no accountability there.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna say this. If you cheated on your man, why did you cheat on your man?
I don't know. I don't know. I would have to know a scenario.
All right. Okay. All right. Put it this way. A lot of women have cheated on their man because they run into a dude who got a bigger meat than their man, right? They've seen it and they become, inquisitive. Like, I wonder what that's like. I've never had that before. And plus now her and her man is probably beefing too. So she's like, they're going through their issues and she felt like, you know what, I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, it is what it is. When she now cheats, right? For that particular reason, for a man, it's almost in a way he can't recover from that because it's like she experienced something that he doesn't have. Okay. Even if it's like lifestyle, even if she cheated with a dude who has a millionaire, right? Her man is not on that status. So now how can she naturally receive her man the same way when she experienced something that her man doesn't have?
Well, she won't.
So how can I forgive you for this when realistically, mentally, you're not even coming back? You're gone.
No, because she may value, even though that other person has a bigger package or whatever, she may value more what she's getting in this current relationship.
All right.
Something else.
Well, I'm gonna leave it right there because I think we've been recording for like.
How long has it been?
I don't even know.
That's what happens when you're talking about juicy stuff.
But so
these are the things why I'll be telling him all the time. We need to be face to face for. It'll come off harder. It'll be much better. So
and some alcohol.
I'm drinking right now.
I was gonna ask what was in that cup.
And like moonshine.
Nah. If I'd have been laid out if it was moonshine.
I mean the conversation can continue, but I'm just gonna stop recording at this point.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Ryan looks like he has something important to say.
So we can continue, but I'm gonna let Sharon again talk about your website, talk about what people can get your products.
And I have a ton of different products. Our most popular product is the Rose Body Butter. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick. So the Rose Body Butter actually has a crystal on the inside, a rose quartz crystal on the inside. So this butter is 100% natural as well. I'm going to show you guys the inside, what that looks like. So this pink that you see there, that is the rose quartz crystal. And the body butter has a pink scent. I'm sorry, not pink scent, a pink color as well, and smells like roses, of course. So this butter has all natural ingredients. It's made with cocoon butter, it's made with mango butter, it's made with plant-based oils. So all of these ingredients together give your skin a really beautiful natural glow, okay? Which is one of the reasons why the men like it too, because it makes their skin glow naturally, especially our melanated brothers out here. It also smooths your complexion out as well. And, especially in the winter months, our skin tends to get pretty dry, it gets kind of wrinkly, gets kind of ashy. So this butter specifically is great for taking out the wrinkles, smoothing out the skin, giving your skin nourishment as well. I like to call it skin food, right? Because our skin needs nourishment as well. I mean, that's the reality. The thing is, folks, you see all these diet fads out here with people, trying to eat healthy and yada, yada, yada. But listen, everything you're putting on your skin gets absorbed into your body as well. It's not just about it going through your mouth. It's also about it going through your pores. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so big on using natural things on top of your body as well, because that's what's getting absorbed into your body. So the rose body butter, that's one of our popular items. We also have something called an herbal body butter, which is made with slightly different ingredients. The main ingredient of this one is cocoa butter, which is really big for people that have eczema. Oh, I'm sorry, it also has shea butter. So the key ingredients in the herbal body butter is shea butter and cocoa butter, which is great, especially the shea butter for folks that have eczema, for folks that have psoriasis. Some people have dry, itchy skin. The shea butter is really good at helping to target that. So that's my herbal body butter line. I also make teas, custom tea blends as well. What else I got? I also got herbal candles. I'll show you guys what the candle looks like really quick. So the candles are all hand poured as well. I do everything by hand. All these items are handcrafted. So the most popular one is our rose candle. I'll show you guys the inside of that. So that has real roses on the inside as well as on top of it. It's hand poured with organic soy wax, which is a derivative of soybeans. So it's vegan friendly as well. And it's a toxic free burn, which basically means that when it's lit, it's not letting out any toxic flames into the environment. So that's a really big deal for a lot of people, especially people with pets or kids, things of that nature as well. I also have Oshun's offering candle, which is a spiritual candle. It has a cowrie shell that's attached to it as well. So this candle is specifically targeted for spiritual reasons. So I encourage people to light that candle when they want to invoke love into their life. So that could be love of family, that could be love of friendships, that could be romantic love, that could be self-love. So that's a candle that's lit specifically when you want to attract those things into your life. Okay.
So where can people go to get these things?
So they can go to my website, which is www.eclecticsoulorganics.com.
I'll put that there somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that needs to pop up right there.
Yeah.
Right. Or I could put it in the chat. I don't know if I put it in the chat, I don't know if it gets saved, but you guys are the computer gurus. So
nah, he mostly is. But I'm pretty sure like when he put this up on the site, it'll be in the caption.
Okay. Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so www.eclecticsoulorganics.com. You guys can also follow me on IG as well. My IG handle is eclectic_soul_organics with an S _.
That's gonna pop up. Bow, right there.
That'll pop up too on IG.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's how you guys can find out where to get the products. You know, and if you do purchase and you found out about my products here through this Zoom recording, then you'll get a special discount. So the discount code will be Zoom Martel. That's MARTEL. And you type that in and you will get 15% off of your first order.
Wow.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Especially that beard.
Yeah.
Listen, that beard oil.
Yeah, because every time, like, after, like, throughout the day, mine be looking like it's dry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't putting no water in it or something.
Listen, the beard oil, it'll help you out big time.
Definitely. That's what's up.
Yeah. Can't have no thirsty beards.
Nah, for real, man. I don't know, but right now in this pandemic, it might be okay. That's what's up.
And that's it. All right.
Yeah.